Let's be dancing wild and free, spinning in the waves like a mystery. Funky moves that make you smile. Stay for a while, let's go wild.
Good vibes only, no more stress. Like this because we must confess. Fun and laughter through the night. Everything's just feeling right.
Seeing double, is this a dream? Funhouse mirror, or so it seems. Giggles echo through the trees. Booty shaking with the breeze.
Tap on in, the water's fine.
Leaving all your cares behind. Join the party, feel the heat. Rock mystic groove, can't be beat.
Mystic spirit, come alive. Wild and funny, good vibes thrive.
Laughter echoes, can't be caught. In this dance we all are taught. Let's keep dancing wild and free, spinning in the waves like a mystery, like a mystery. Funky moves that make you smile. Stay for a while, let's go wild.
Good vibes only, no more stress. Like messy grooves we must confess. Fun and laughter through the night. Everything's just feeling right.
Seeing double, is this a dream? Funhouse mirror, or so it seems. Giggles echo through the trees. Booty shaking with the breeze.
Tap on in, the water's fine.
Leaving all your cares behind. Join the party, feel the heat. Like misty groove, can't be beat.
Mystic spirit, come alive.
Loud and funny, good vibes right. Laughter echoes, can't be caught. In this dance we all are taught.
Tap on in, the water's fine.
Leaving all your cares behind. Join the party, feel the heat. Like misty groove, can't be beat. Spirit come alive. Loud and funny, good vibes right. Laughter echoes, can't be caught. In this dance we all are taught. In this dance we all are taught. In this dance we all are taught. In this dance we all are taught.
Big booty, cute face. In the club, moving with grace. Everyone's feeling the bass. Catch the vibe, taking over the place. Lights flashing all around. DJ's beat got us lost, not found. Feel the rhythm, let it pound. Dance floor shaking with the sound. Like Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face, got us in a daze. Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze. Hands up, skies filled with stars. No worries, living without scars. Closest friends at the bars. Life's too short, let's raise the bars. Love Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face, got us in a daze. Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze. Hands up, skies filled with stars. No worries, living without scars. Closest friends at the bars. Life's too short, let's raise the bars. Like Nancy, big booty, oh yeah. Cutest face, got us in a daze. Every move makes the crowd cheer. Tonight we're lost in the craze. Feel the light, feels the light, grooving through the night. Together we take flight, moments till morning comes bright.
don't you just go home? That's your home. Are you too good for your home? Answer me! Suck my white ass ball!
There we go. I fixed it. I fixed it. I was fixing stuff and I got rid of some things to check them. Well, let me check all these other scenes. Hold on. Gotta make sure all these are right now. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sorry. Well, let me start over. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. How are we doing? How are we feeling? Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Jace, Tosh, Hoy, Chatty. That's the order of the firsts. Let's go. Hi, Tosh. How are you? How you doing? Jace, hello. I heard that you were going to get back into Rocket League. Is that... You sure about that? But also, Val, it's Brilliant ADHD. That's a valid statement. I agree. Queen, good morning. Hi.
How you doing?
If nothing comes through, I need you guys to let me know. I fixed some things, but I also might have broke some things, so just let me know. Dilly, good morning. Hello, how are we? How are we doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're deaf today.
Next to this money, like, hey, hey, hey.
Gosh, thank you so much for the Daddy Pesos Prime sub. Hold on, wait, I have something for this, but I don't know where I put it because I moved everything around. Hell yeah. Thank you for using Daddy Pesos money. I appreciate you. Make sure you're taking care of yourself first and foremost and always. How we're feeling? How we're feeling? I made some tea with 2 tea bags. We deaf today. Wait, can you still not hear me? I fixed it. It should be fixed. It should be fixed. Is it fixed? Hi, Tara. How are you? Oh, okay. Don't do that to me. I was like, well, if that's the broken, then I don't know what else to fix because I'm screwed. All right. Sounds good to me. How is everybody? How's your weekend? How are you doing? Oh, apparently this is not my playlist. That's why. We're going to go here. I'm just going to shuffle shit. Tune in next week to watch me lick this cheese. Is crazy. You added me on Vale yet? Because I haven't gotten the... No, I haven't even pulled up Vale. I can do that right now. Maybe. Hold on.
Do it.
Do it.
Execute Order 66.
You sent it to me on... here. Yes. There's an update. Let me see how quick this is gonna go. If it'll go quick, I'll update it. Wait, I don't even need to update it. Pause. Pause. Add friend. I sent you a friend request, my lady. Now I have 5 friends on Riot Games. Oh, you know what? I need to add that to the thingy. What's this through? Oh, it's through Streamer.bot. I've got to add Riot. I'm very embarrassed at what my thingy is. So please don't judge me. I didn't know what the tagline thingy was for, and so I made it Ness. I didn't realize it was supposed to be numbers. So it's Loch Nessy Ness, because I'm big dumb. Can I have my code, please? Please, can I have my code so I can log in? Please. Please. There it is. Doesn't have to be numbers. My UK account is I might be Tosh. When can I change it? Can be changed every 90 days. I can't change it right now. Yeah, I can't change it yet. I don't want it to be my name, though. I feel silly. But I'll update it on here for now. GT. Bloop. I don't know what that sound was, but it was a fun sound. How do we do it? GT. Edit sub action. Riot. Loch Nessy. Hashtag Ness. Okay, sorry. When I moved to my new flat, I was very happy, but then it worked out that the whispering voices that I can hear in my head, I put my head underwater and belonged to dead people. It wasn't any. What the fuck? What? Please don't put your head underwater for extended periods of time, por favor. All right. Oh, look. Wait, Tosh. Did I add the wrong person? Oh, I for sure added the wrong person. Yep. Let me remove that, but I think you just added me. Yeah, you just added me. Okay. Okay. Yep, that tracks. That makes sense. My bad. Good morning, Zombie Slayers. How are you? I tried putting my head under the water and then I had a bath, but every fucking time curiosity got the better of me and I just tried just for a second just to check. You gotta silence them voices, I guess, if it works. Just don't be down there too long. Don't be down there too long. Good morning, baby. Good morning. Hello. Chatty says hello. Okay. Now let me get my actual game up so I can go live on YouTube. I keep pulling up the wrong application. I just pulled up Ubisoft. I don't want to do that. Baby kitty. Kitty. Is everyone staying warm? My toes be a ass back where my toes used to be. I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold, I'm so cold. My toes, my toes, my toes, my toes.
I am inevitable.
Good morning, Chronic. Good morning, Esther. How are we? How we doing? Happy Monday. How's everyone's weekend? He likes when I spank his booty. Okay, sorry. 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 Hi, it's cold. It's a little cold. Tara, thank you for the 5 biddies. Stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Stop spending your monies. Okay. Listen. 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 Save your monies. Methinks I fixed everything and I'm super excited about it. I'm gonna log in and do all the shenanigans. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Don't save money spoiling us. No, don't spoil me. I haven't even put my desk together, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you. You don't need to do that. Make sure you take care of yourself. Caring of yourself? Huh? Chatty has a message for everybody. Everybody pay attention. Hey, what a wonderful kind of day where you can learn to laugh and play and get along with each other. I wanted to let you know that you are not a burden. Your feelings are not too much. Your needs are not an inconvenience. And on days when your mind tries to convince you otherwise, please remember this. You deserve... That's my boobie. Stop it. Please remember this. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to be heard, cared for, and loved unconditionally. You are worthy of it all. And just remember that you are so much more than the negative thoughts in your dome. He said head, but I said dome. Hi, Grabber. Good morning. What an interruption, right? His fucking head booped me. Hi, babies. He's been very up my butt lately today. Actually, all weekend. And I'm like, what do you want? What happened? What happened? All right, where's my thingy? Nope, not there. It's not on the scene. I'm just big dumb. Hey! Yeah, you know you're not supposed to be doing that. This bitch. Titus is sitting on my wrist right now. Wait, is Titus your cat? Wait, what is that? Don't look at my kitty's butthole. He's sensitive. He's emotional about it. I still need to get my gatos.
Got the fucking roller cameras, baby. Come on, put 'em out. Thank you for this fucking train.
I'm sorry, what? Hello? You didn't even say good morning or hi or good night before you gifted subs. What? Hello? Thank you for the gifted subs, but why you do this? I appreciate the heavens on you. Please save your monies. What are you doing? What the damn hell? Yes, more. No, not more. Stop it. Stop it. Absolutely rubbish. You gotta say good morning first. But welcome in. I hope you're doing amazing. I appreciate you. You did not need to do that at all. Oh, wait, I'm pulling up the wrong stuff. That's why it's not working. Big brain. Somebody help me. The capture card. I have to turn the capture. Good morning. You can't do it after the fact. That's cheating. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I hope you're taking good care of yourself first and foremost and always. Welcome in. I'm Lockie or Ness, or you can call me that bitch. We get a little crazy, wild, and sussy in here. We play a wide variety of games. Oh, I just loaded the game. Oh, no. Oh, no. Good morning, Nanny Kathy. How are you? What's happening? You also, unknowingly, you get to go on the board. Anyone who gives subs or donates subs gets to go on the board. I was doing it for raids, but I didn't keep up with it. It was a lot for my little dome. I have paper. I just avoid the holes, so usually fine.
Come join my circus. I'm recruiting.
Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. We do have anonymous follows, but I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. And if not, hopefully in the words of my lovely wife, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, we can make it a little bit better for you. Hello, Cherry. Do you want to be called?
Women call me the super soaker, and I'ma soak your bed to death. How long can you hold your breath? Asthma attacking.
Do you want to be called Cherry or V Darlin, or how would you like to be addressed? May, are you okay if I call you May? She tastes like cigarettes. Hello, good morning. How are we? How we doing? How we feeling? What's happening? Oh, you did the Tazzy twerk. Let's go. He's sitting here on my desk, and I have... Oh, give him all the head pats and all the loves. Tell him he's a good boy. You say offline raid will get me on the board. So, Esther, that's why I stopped doing it, because some people were just doing it to get on the board, and I was like, I'm okay with that, but at the same time, like, do it because you want to, not because you just want to get on the board type deal, you know what I mean? As long as you don't call me later for dinner. But can I throw dinner at you, though? Is that okay? Good morning, Cooney. How are we? How are you doing? Tara, thank you for the additional biddies. I appreciate you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I can big brain. Tara, save your money. Stop it. Thank you for the biddy. Thank you for the gifted sub. Hey, Tosh, are you on there? I now don't get up during stream to put people on the board because people were taking screenshots of my butt. So I do it after stream when nobody can see my bum. I can be like, Adele, did you see my bum? You guys are bad. Stop it. Stop it. I want my tea. I don't want my water. I'm good. Feel like crap. I has the flu. No, I hope you feel better. I'm sending all the good vibes to you. Get better. Is it working? Do you feel better? Ugh. Tara, save your money. Thank you for the 100 biddies. Why do I feel like that's a lie? Send all the correct body temps too. Correct weather, correct body temps. I feel cold warmth. Is it working? Are any of you feeling even remotely better? Or do I just look like a damn fool? Either way, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. It's okay. The plan for this week, I want to get further in this game. Obviously, Friday we're still going to be playing Siege. I want to make sure I do Siege at least once a week. I might be putting Arc Raiders into the rotation. I had a lot of fun playing the other day with excuse me, with Ray. It was really fun. Especially because we just get wild. And I think I'm going to put that in rotation. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a queue for stream. So if anyone wants to play, we can queue and like do a turn queue-based type thing. Because I have had a couple people ask me to play with them. But usually if I play games off stream with people, specifically the opposite gender, I want to be in a public VC. It's a comfort thing. So, you know, there's that too. So I usually only play on stream. I do play off stream sometimes, but you know. Why do you have pool queue for stream? Oh, if you click on the screen, it'll put heat. It's a heat map. So like when you're looking at the weather and they're like, oh, if you look at this really dark area, it's going to be rainy all day. It's like that. Unless it's not engaged, and then that's a whole other issue. Please hold while I double check and fact check myself. Yeah, see? That. This. Chatty is 20% sus, 6% sassy, and 66% sexy, and 53% thick. Damn, boy, you thick. I'm on mobile. I was making a cue. Oh. Yep. Okay. That makes sense. I'm still waking up. I took a nap. I was up for a very long time yesterday, so I needed a nap, and I took a nap, and now I'm waking up from a nap. Excuse me. Chatty got turned into a furry is crazy. What? Didn't know you can actually see when I draw. Yeah! People were drawing penises on there. Do you not work today? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Be nice. You made him angry. I'm sick. I has a flu. No. I hope you feel better. Opened the door earlier and I saw Sub-Zero walking around outside. Should I be concerned? Is crazy. I'll send one of the Fantastic Five over to you. The Human Torch. It'll warm you up. Only if Chatty's okay with it. I don't want to make Chatty uncomfortable. I'll have to make that a command. But if you use exclamation point POS. I do. We didn't yesterday, but I'm not trying to miss more days. Honestly, I felt that tonight. This week, I have to train someone. And I have to go in early. What have you been doing, Robert? Thank you guys so much for the level 4 hype train. I appreciate the heavens on you because we did surpass level 3. That means you guys get a bean. I haven't done one of these in forever, so I hope I'm blessed with toothpaste. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. That is either a wet dog or a top banana. Why is it spicy? Why is it spicy? Are they on a date? June 11, 2026. It's cute. I approve. I approve, I approve, I approve. Spicy wet dog? No, it didn't even taste bad. It didn't taste like banana. It didn't taste like wet dog. It just had a spice to it. But no, they're good until June 11th this year. Why is it spicy? Okay, who's ready for the game? No, no. Oh, no, because it's not on the... Okay. Okay. Boop. Then I gotta start YouTube. Give me a second. All right, we are live on the tube. Oh, and Annie Kathy, how was the rest of your kitchen work yesterday? Saturday. Boob tube. I gotta play this game? You should. You fucking should. I do so myself. We're getting closer, small steps, but it will get done in due time. It'll get done when it's supposed to. Oh, I fixed everything. I'm so excited. Let's go. We should do Val together on stream Monday. Yeah. What is your availability? You're gonna have to accept the fact that I'm gonna be dog water at it, but you know. You remember that I'm doing this for you the next time I ask you to play a game that you don't like, by the way. You just remember that. Did I freeze? Did I break that? Are we good? Game? Hello? Hello? Oh, there we go. Valorant. Hi, Punisher. How are you? Good morning. How's your weekend? Tried Fragpunk. 'Tis a very good game. Oh, shit. There was a game that I was supposed to try with, Jesse that was free for the weekend. Oh. That's just a light, right? Yeah. Why was I in here? It's been so long since I played this that I don't remember what I was doing. Absolutely crazy. Let's level up. Yeah, 4,000, baby. Let's go. Oh, I don't have enough ergo. That's fine. Jesus, that took 3,000 is crazy. When in doubt, sell it out. There we go. I love Valorant. That's from Tosh, not me. I did not say that. Somehow still sleepy when I slept a bunch. Time to head to work. Have a fantastic day, Grabber. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. And then when you do hate it somehow, you still love it. Not me. It's a love-hate relationship. It's fine. Crazy. Oh, wait. I did get, stuff for my arm. Yeah, I think I got a new, Legion arm. But I think I need to go to... I need to go to the hotel for it. I think one needs to go to the hotels for it. What did you do this weekend? Oof. What did everybody do this weekend? I crashed out and broke everything on Saturday. Punisher's the best. Aw, look at that. How kind. You're gonna give him a big ego. No, I'm just kidding. I suck. I joke. I keyed. I don't think my joke is working. I must flee quick. Get to the chopper. Me? Nah. I stayed inside because only crazy people go outside? Yeah. Upgrade. Wait, what am I using right now? That one, okay. Oh, I know my way around a weapon. This one's too slow. I can't use this one. Fuck yeah, bud. That kind of sounds like Harry Potter. Do 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 do. Wait, can you hold on? Wait a minute.
A stargazer. It powers the star.
Yeah.
If you want to don't look at
How do I upgrade my arm? Is that Geppetto? Geppetto! There's something in my eye. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I have more stamina. Let's go. I think Geppetto's on the other side. Daddy! Buy me North Korea! Hey, yo, Pops. What it do, baby boo? I sent you a whisper here. Oh, you're not talking to me. Huh? Take the damn compliment. He won't. He's stubborn. Oprah! Aber. Switch Legion arms. Do I only have the 3? I'm gonna be honest. Trying to use the electricity arm is kind of hard. Is this where I was? I don't even know. We're just gonna teleport and hope that it's the right spot. Who the fuck knows? Sounds like someone else I know. Couldn't be me. Sounds like Jace. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez, Rick. I thought there was music on the loading menu. Maybe I was just playing music constantly that I didn't realize it. Oh, I didn't switch my category. Oh, somebody did it for me. Never mind. Thank you, whoever it was. Whichever one of you did it, thank you. Sorry, normally I switch it, but apparently I was just not thinking. My tea's gone. Big sad. Big sad. Now, where the fuck am I supposed to go? Where did it come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe. Doo, 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 doo. Now that I don't like the music that plays, this is pretty. I would hang that in my house. Not that I don't... What the fuck?
I'm surprised to see who's, well, alive. Oh, where are my manners? I'm Cecile, and I serve the Archbishop. I'm the only one left. Everyone's dead. From the petrification disease.
Excuse me.
Bring me, Archbishop was a true saint. He
What am I bringing you? I wasn't listening.
words into my heart. Maybe it'll give me the strength to carry on.
Carry on my wayward son. Wait, what am I supposed to bring you?
Meant to die. But perhaps this can
Holy
be
Mark?
over again. Please, bring
The fuck do I get that? I hear rats. Rats make me crazy. Crazy? I was crazy once. They locked me in a room. A wubba whoop. Ooh! Dun, dun. Ew, I got gooped on. Holy fuck. Hold on. Wait a damn minute. I forgot how to play for a second. I'm sorry. Oh, wrong side. Okay. Oh, you ignore me all the way back here. Okay. How the fuck do I get in there? Is there something over here that I'm missing? I can't step on that bitch. I like the spoopy music. It's kind of a vibe. No, I can't climb any of these. You got a secret passage over here somewhere? I don't know about. Because there's some ergo over there. Yeah, see? And I want some of it, you see? Woo! Why are you making weird noises? I don't like that shit. I don't like that at all. Oh, I did not like it. I did not like it one bit. I almost stepped on that again. I'm a big fuckhead. Ah, so those little puss ball things. Those are what fall. That's gonna clearly break. If I go this way. Missed me, bitch. I need you to come over here. Come on. Come on. Oh, I can knock these over? No fucking way. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Don't shoot things at me. Don't worry, I'm coming for you. I'm gonna get you, Punisher. He does. This kind of reminds me of, what do you call it? Resident Evil. I don't want to go on that because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get gooped on. I don't necessarily want that. And I'm going to do it. I hear footsteps. I see you, bitch. I can't lock on you, but I see you. I think it's dumb that you're right there and I can't lock on you. Can you come over here? Yeah, see, I was trying to stay away from the gooping lady. See? This game is still really pretty. Ooh! I gotta pay attention to the ceiling. Look at that health bar. Let's go. I've got health. Bitches like to come running out from corners. You gotta pay attention to that shit. And they charge too. They don't even give a fuck. Oh, wait. How do I get that one? Wait, what? I hear you. Oh, I hear you. Oh, there's one right there too. Oh, you sneaky fuck. Yeah, suck on that. All right, what do I gotta do here? Oh, I don't fucking think so. You want me to what? He did what in his cup? How do I jump again? That's not how. That's also not how. Nope, that's not how. That's not how. Nope. Got it. Stupid. Oh, okay. Figured I'd try it. Well, now that I wasted all my health trying to figure out how to do that. Oh, 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 oh. Oop. Oh, no. Oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I'm fucked. Ugh. I thought I could jump on those. That was false advertisement. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. There's a big bitch in here. I can hear him. Fuck. Heal, please. Oh. I almost jumped back down there. Imagine. I'm a big fuckhead. Something looks like it's gonna bust through that. I would enjoy a library like this. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Everyone tell Jesse to be careful. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Hi, Tabor. Kool-Aid man in this game? Big fucks. Hell yeah. I think I'm getting sick. Why is everyone getting sick? Stop it. Get better. Nobody gets sick. I don't want you to be sick. Sending good vibes. Good vibes, no sick vibes. Please hold. The man's is on to work, and I have a tradition, and I'm not gonna ruin it now. Thought that counts. I said it's the thought that counts. With my constant go lives. Hi, Chris. I don't know what IQM means. Or N. But hi. Oh, it was a mistype. Got it. That makes sense. Oh, wait. What's that? A hat. Crazy, funky, junky hat overhead. Oh, I can't get up there? That's some baklava, but alright. I am sick. Everyone's sick too. Listen. Alright, this is the last time I'm doing this. Ready? Everybody get good. Nobody get sick. Get better. Stay warm. That's the best I got. Next it's gonna look like I'm pooping, so I'm not gonna do it anymore. Damn it. Why are you flopping around? There we go. There we go. That's the ticket. That's the stuff. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm gonna try to remain calm so I don't scare you while you're driving. I know what to do. What do you mean? What do you gotta do? Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Do we do? We swim. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. It's a chopper. Excuse me. Yeah, let's go. Shout me out. I don't listen. Honestly, don't know how to do that on YouTube, so no. Also wild to just randomly ask someone you don't know to do that, but that's cool. But Stony, how was your weekend? Oh god, there's so many ways to go. I'm gonna miss something. I'm gonna go this way first because there's stuff over here. I know who to play. Play what? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit, titties. I looked away for a second. My phone lit up. I got a notification. I wasn't expecting it. You know, the notifications for YouTube are really bad. This is also my first playthrough, so be gentle, be kind. I'm not the greatest at these games. I've never played these type of games. Eliza P. In this, the game you can are on. Huh? What? Push it. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Push it real good. Oh, shit. Oh, I thought something jumped behind me. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? 2+ subscribers in 4 days, and like the plot twist is that I get like 1 subscriber per month. Like, hello, but ever since I've been gaining subs, I have been getting single likes recently. Used to post in the videos. Honestly, YouTube's algorithm's weird to me. I don't know it yet, so. I am primarily a Twitch streamer, but I wanted to... It's morning already? It's 7... Oh, you guys can't see it on YouTube. It's 8:10 a.m. for me. Why did the piano stop? Excuse me. How do I open this? Oh. Fucking click the A button like it tells you to do. Started making more art animations. Ooh. Interesting. Did you get snow? I did. It's actually still... It's still snowing right now and my road is not a road. It's snow. But I also live in a snowy state, so my city and the surrounding cities are usually pretty high on the snow list, so. Sing a praise. The saint has arrived. I don't sing. Sorry. Sorry. Oh god, we're going into a boss. Fuck. Yes, please. Get your exclamation point death counter ready, because we's about to die. Glad I went back up to the Stargazer then. That would have been rough. Same, I'm in New Jersey. New York here. Not city, state. I'm not from the I'm walking here area. Although apparently sometimes I do give that impression. What the fuck? You got this? Pfft. No, I don't, but thank you. Winter's just came and I want... Alright, I was gonna try and do this stream without putting my glasses on because I knew someone, Jace, was gonna make me take them off, but that's not happening. Winter just came here and went to the door every time I felt cold. Yeah, yep. We've got, a little... They used to be, like, little snakes filled with, like, beans to, like, stop the draft underneath the door. Third to second, and now first. Huh. Oh, yeah, see, I don't understand the YouTube, top fans thing. It doesn't make sense to me. It confuses me. I don't understand it. I can't do this. What the fuck is that? This is not gonna end well for me. Okay, let me learn your attack moves. Quick, got it. Ew. Got a fucking lick-a-tongue. Okay. Ew. Oh, please get away from him. Uh-oh. 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 Why are you backing up? Why are you backing up? Please don't back that ass up. Ooh! Ew. Can I shock you again? Oh, poor decisions were made. Poor decisions were made. Please heal. Oh my god, but I also forgot that this was on baby mode. I'm not a fan of CRK anymore. It's really boring now. My game crashes. What is... Did you mean Ark? Click it, I'm trying. Oh, fuck. It's just the second phase. That thing is so gross. It's like a centipede. I don't like it. He's not thick in the right places. When did I say that? That's a quote if I've ever heard one. Oh, no, please just go. Cookie Run Kingdom. What the fuck is Cookie Run Kingdom? What the hell? Oh, no. Oh, no. Can I kill your butt instead? Oh. Oh, I can slice your ass. Oh, your ass still attacks me. Okay. Okay. I'm going to the front. Turn around. Hi, Jace. I just wanted to bounce. When did I say that? That is something I would say, though. Just ask Jesse. Wait, what? Oh, no! Please don't sit on me. Alright, I don't like that you keep decaying me. Oh, I gotta heal. Hi, Jacques, not the time. Oh my god. What happened? Run. Never met a game out of cookies. How was this easier the first time? Fuck your face, too. So it's going to be a long day is what I'm hearing. You already spent the time getting there, though. No, stop it. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Oh, no! Can I lob a grenade at you? Get fire, bitch. I feel safer over here. I don't want to go over there. I get hit once and I'm dead. Oh, he's coming closer. Yep, I'm gonna die here. Yep. There it goes. I'm still mad that 7 people watched this and they didn't like it. I'm not. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. They don't have to like it. It's okay. Why are you mad about it? I kind of want to switch back to one of these arms because I don't... This arm's hard to use. I'm going to switch back to this one. Hi, Jace.
Hi.
Did you say something about golfing?
What?
Did you say something about golfing? You said something, you and Sarah, and I missed it, but I didn't go back up to check it.
Ah, I said I was watching tennis while Sarah
Tennis.
works.
Tennis. It's a wild combo. He's not thick in the right places, and I want to bounce on it. Well, you know, I just call it as I see it. What do you want from me? Thick in the waist, cute in the face. Watch me ride. Ride. Was I using that the whole time? I hope not. Oh, you dumbass. Why did... God damn it. Hold on. Control like generations, how things go off. Oh, sorry. It's really hard to tell jokes through message. Guess what? Chicken butt. What's up, Esther? What the hell? Oh yeah, you're not gonna get me with the chicken butt. No, can't you start me at phase 2, you dumb bitch? Excuse me. What about chicken booties? Or chicken thighs? But why? Alright, I need you to keep your tongue to yourself. Gotcha, bitch. Ooh, Jace, I made rice and chickpea coconut curry yesterday. Wasn't terrible, but I, you know, normally don't make shit. I have it delivered. Fave restaurant came up on TV and now I'm drooling. Get it. Get it today. Do it. Alright, time to fuck shit up. Locking in. You dumb bitch. I don't give a fuck, Keisha. Oh, okay. Can't block that. Got it. Please don't sit on me. Hambone, welcome back. How are you? How are you doing? Oh shit. Please heal. Please heal. Sit your ass down. Oh, he lick a tongue to me. You dumb bitch. Ass is mine. Get fucked. I did it. Please tell me you don't have a phase 3 because I can't do it. I can't. I can't. How do people play this on like expert and get no like deaths? When people do no hit runs, I'm like, how do you do that? How are you that good at a game that you can do that? I could never. Absolutely rubbish. Oh, I asked somebody to make something on Etsy. I wonder if they got back to me. Oh, they did.
The crab pizza is the pizza absolutely.
Oh, they did. Yes.
Rusty Craig, pizza is the pizza, yeah, for you and me.
I want to go back to the old grass. The old me. Before the green overtook me.
Sorry, I want to make sure I get this done. There's two things I'm doing. One, a new raid, thingy, and then I'm also doing, I want to take my little Nessie that we made, and I want to make it into a almost a 2D tuber, VTuber, PNG tuber, one of those things, for days that I might want to still stream, but I don't want to be on camera. It's been in my back pocket for a while, but I haven't known how to start it, and I finally started looking into it. Shit. Please hold. Stream things. Where's my merch folder? It's in there. There we go. Sent. Okay, sorry. Somebody a bitch for editing. Wait, what? Oh, the fucking baby edits that they're doing. They're making AI baby generated dance things. It's fucking weird. Brain rot continuing in 2027. I don't think we ever stopped brain rotting, to be honest with you. Give me all the things. Give me all the things. Big things. Alright. Can I level up anything? Yes, my man right there. Still mad that your walk-on's not working, but it's fine. It's fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Oh, wait a minute. I can go upgrade stuff. Let's go. How did you get... Wait, how did you get that? Oh, wait, yeah, no, how did you get that? Oh, it's the last one available. Duh, I'm stupid. Never mind. My bad. My brain just took a minute to process all of that. I'm a legend. He got hacks. Secretly turns somebody's and then grabs it. Although, I wish that's how it worked, but it's not how it works. The amount of trolling you can do with that is insane. Were you standing there last time? She reminds me of the grandma in Anastasia. Anastasia. Yeah, I know you know your way around weapon. It's fine. I just want to see your store. Yeah, she... What a man. Fucking what? I don't know what any of that means. It's just letters. Alright, I'm done with you. What I want to do is go see Geppetto, because he's got some stuff. Father? Chip, chip, cheerio. Oh, running into shit. Daddy Geppetto. Sit in your chair of wonders. I mean, no shit. Honestly, they put food in my childhood in the... Huh. What?
1, 2, 3, 4.
There, it was a different ending one. I didn't actually stick my finger up my nose, though. What's really funny, though, is that my vertical one for YouTube doesn't have that overlay on it, so everyone just thinks I'm being dumb. Wait, do I have a... I don't. True. True. The car whale. Yeah. It's too dry right now, so it would make the it would make my nose bleed. My nose is clean right now, but you know, I don't want to risk it for the biscuit. Shove my finger up there, and all of a sudden, I'm just gushing blood. What happened? I don't know. Thought it was being funny. You know your cousin's still in your VC? Does he know that? I'm gonna disconnect him because that's been 15 hours. He's gonna rejoin and be like, what the fuck? I didn't even know that. Oh yeah, I looked over and I was like, why is someone still in your VC? And I thought I was seeing stuff this morning when I opened my eyes and I was like, wait a minute. That's not true. Because I was like, maybe you're in there. And I was like, but I can see you. You're sleeping. What? Damn, kicked. What do you mean kicked? Hi, Jack Jack. Saw the live like this with no human AI, no brain rot slop. No, it's not. It's not slop. So there's not. No. It's an overlay thingy that I put on top of it. So it basically takes little screenshots. Out of the Discord. You weren't kicked out of my Discord. I don't even think you're in my Discord. I don't think you ever were. Were you kicked out of somebody else's Discord? You starting some shit? No, the person you moved? Huh? What happened? Is this the way I'm supposed to go? I don't know. I'm gonna go this way. Looks right, I guess. The fuck? Who said that? I was supposed to give that lady something, but I don't have anything to give her. Oh, I don't want to fight you. Please don't make me have to fight you. The one-winged angel. Tis be a good game. Although, ironically, I only know him from Kingdom Hearts, so... Sephiroth. Sorry, I have YouTube up, so if you guys wondering who I'm talking to and you don't see anything, it's that. I'm just talking to myself, it's fine. Y'all should be used to it by now. I don't have enough. Look. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Shit. Well, too late now. Already fucking did it. Oh wait, ranking on YouTube Live isn't random at all. I have no idea what it is. I don't know how to do it. Not a clue. I don't know anything about it. Couldn't tell you. Are you gonna attack me? I thought we were dogs together.
Oh, that's odd.
Got that dog in me.
Sure, I don't need to introduce myself. Note these golden wings. Yes, you guessed it. You don't know who I am.
Mm-mm.
Preposterous.
Preposterous.
Everyone in Krat has heard of me.
Jace, did you eat?
I'm Alidoro the Hound.
It's been a few
Treasure hunter
hours.
extraordinaire.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yes, it's a nickname. I ditched my real name in the past. I'm looking for other survivors of this disaster, but it's been a lonely search, and there's danger around every corner. Do you know of a place where I can take refuge? Preferably someplace clean and comfortable, you know.
I just realized that the dogs don't have a bottom jaw.
Hotel Krat. Of course. A haven for all, and it's still safe and
I
sound.
panicked. I heard the ticking and I didn't know.
Searching ahead of me, so why don't I lighten my load? Consider this an act of charity.
Were you guys mostly excited for, but never happened? Like in life, in general, or like something in particular?
What in Krat's name happened here? I haven't a clue myself. There's gotta be
My original career choice.
something.
I was excited to become a vet, and I realized my brain doesn't brain like that. I was excited to help animals. And then I grew up and realized school is hard. What about you? I have very big dreams, but achieving them is not always within reach. I mean, I'm sure it is, but oh, Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Fucking demon dogs now? Come here, Pooch. Come here. Step right through it. Come on. Don't be a little bitch. I know you see it. Oh, it doesn't work on him. Well, that's nice to know. Achieving your dreams sometimes is about timing. Yeah, I'm not gonna go back to school for it, though. I know that about me, so. You know. I have such a good dream, and then I woke up thinking it was real. Plot twist, it wasn't. What was your dream about? It's never as easy as we dream. Yeah. Well, and they don't prepare you properly in school either.
Krat was just a small town on the coast of
At least that's my opinion.
Before Elysian Boulevard was built, this place literally was all there was of Krat. But when some in the city prospered, they left the old town behind. Through isolation and neglect, Krat's first incarnation became nothing but dangerous alleys and desperate slums. On the bright side, I guess, the whole city of Krat's pretty much like that now. The old town caught up with the new. It's true what they say. A receding tide sinks all boats.
Yep. I agree with that. I agree. Can I open this? You dumb bitch. I feel like not only do they try and like yeah, they teach you like the basics of like communicating with people depending on like how early you go to school. And then I don't know, there's just certain things that I feel like they spend more time on that they don't necessarily need to. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, and I hope you're having a fantastic Monday. And if not, hopefully in the words of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, we can make it a little bit better for you. And they don't properly prepare you for like the real world, so to speak. It's my favorite ability. See, I just like this arm better. The electrocuting one, it makes sense, but like it's also dumb. All right, you decaying dog. Get on here. Did you sneeze? I didn't hear. Well, bless you. I didn't know that you sneezed. I didn't hear you sneeze. Hi. Welcome in. How are you? How was your weekend? He's not talking. That's why. I'm gonna do that so I don't just. Wait, I don't know which way to go. There's two ways. Oh, see? Glad I went back. Oh, you are. At least you showed up. That's a big ass bear dog. Glad my school got canceled and I had a good weekend. Hell yeah. What'd you do this weekend? Yeah, I think they canceled school out here too for people. Because I went downstairs and my housemate was still awake and I was like, why are you still awake right now? Video games? What games did you play? Oh, Punisher. I don't know if you're still here. Ken confirmed that was not Booty's kid. I did ask him. I took a screenshot and I sent it to him on Snapchat and I was like, is this your kid? He goes, no. I was like, good, because, that would have been bad. Something's gonna attack me from behind. I can feel it. Sit your ass down. You making fun of me? Just a little bit. That's okay. You're allowed to. 2K and Madden. What is 2K? But also, I know what Madden is, but I don't play Madden. Did you at least have fun? Did you win? Are you winning? So there are too many fucking ways to go. This is... Oh, okay. Thank you. So either way, you're playing with balls in either game. Got it. These aren't actual games I normally play. R6. Wait a minute. Rainbow Six. That's crazy. That's wild. I almost said it as that popped up. That's crazy. Well played. I hate how asteroids come per year. Leave me the fuck alone. Wait, what? Chris, you feeling okay? Deleting video why can't I say that? Because I didn't like them and for some random delete all your videos. Oh no. Wait, I didn't lose it. I didn't say it yet. I almost did. Oh, you know what that means. Light it up. We're getting close. Oh, jeez. I am the Moonstone. How far back can I go? Gotcha, bitch. Pretty far if you ask me, but, you know. Oh my god, I'm getting gangbanged. By dead people, nonetheless. Okay. My peak is plat 2. I am none. I'm not ranked at all. I feel a little dead inside. Don't we all? I do be like that a lot of times, but you know. Actually, you want to know how I know that I'm old now? Because I stood out because we have these like bay looking type windows. I stood just staring at the snow falling right before stream when I was waiting for my tea to warm up, and I was like, this is really pretty and peaceful, and I'm like, this is what old people do. Someone should ask her how she got into the creators program for the famous Pew Pew game that everyone likes. You see what happened, one? It's called the R6, that name that I can't say, creator program for Ubisoft. And you just click accept and you apply and boom, done. What's your favorite gun? I couldn't even tell you. What game? It starts with an S. It's a C, so S-I, you know? Like C, senor. Ends in edge, but without the D. Are you on PC? Does this cost money? What, this game? This game does cost money if you have Xbox. I have Xbox Ultimate, Game Pass, so it's free on there. But I also have it on Steam. Steam. It's regular money, like I think it's like $40, maybe. I don't know what it is on PlayStation, and I'm also on PC. But I am playing this on Xbox specifically. Capture card. I struggled with all that, and I'm so sorry. Real men wear Hello Kitty. I'm not gonna judge. You do you. Whatever gets you through the day, my guy. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Alright, calm your tits down. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Jesus, just die. Nice, but I know you can do better. I've heard you do better. Still hot though.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Jace, 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 Jace. Oh, look, it's a
What?
Lou. I don't know. I just wanted to bug you. That's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, hello, little lady. Goodbye, little lady. Oh, Miss Lady. I'm gonna fall here. Oh, yep, there we go. Look at that. Told you.
Imagine I am so
What the fuck is that? All right, listen. Don't tag team me. That's not fair. Oh, fuck. You dumb piece of shit. I got stuck in an animation. Ugh. I was thinking about getting a girlfriend or boyfriend, but now that my sister tried to stab me with a... What the fuck? What? What? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Chatty. Appreciate you. Now I have to go get all my stuff back. No. I'm just gonna try and, like, breeze through this. See you later, bitch. Oh, not that way. Fucking run! I see you found the channel points. Now fuck off, you big ass bear. Also, how do you want me to address you? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to say your name. That didn't parry the way I wanted it to parry. Starts arguments, by the way, so don't get on me. I'm not... That's none of my business. What happens between you and your family? None of my damn business.
Just keep swimming, 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 just keep swimming.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, no. That's fucking bullshit. Whatever the fuck just happened, absolute bullshit. Is Reaper? Okay. Write that down.
What? What? I mean, his second message should have been a red flag for you, but sure.
Forget about it. Imagine I am so sad.
I was gonna ask Hoy, and I was like, I have no idea. Reaper Kazika is probably what I'll call you. Or repeat. Either or is fine. Whatever you prefer. I just didn't know who that person was, and I was like...
The cat's only 2 months old.
Can we just put a monitor on that? Thank you. Even if there's treasure found, collapsing the shack will find what happened to Greedy Cup. Oh. Oh. Wow. Reaper repeat was autocorrect. Oh, okay. Alright, alright. Cool, cool, cool. We were team Smitty Worker Jensen over there. He was number 1, Mr. Krabs. Does this go down or up? Down. Hold on, I don't want to go down there yet. I have so much booty over here to grab. I could do the job for you, sir. I'd give her a hop and a hi-ya. Oh, trying to parry your ass is hard. Am I trying to run away from you? Abso-fucking-lutely. Did I just corner myself? Abso-fucking-lutely. See you later. See you later. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die again. I'm gonna die again. Stop targeting him. Go in the house where he can't get because he's too big.
See you later. See you later.
Lift, 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 lift. Oh, it goes up. Fuck.
See you later. 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 See you later.
Are you done spamming the button? Favorite candy? Thanks, thank you so much for the 32 months. I've got the socks that I've had on last time I subbed. Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate you. What socks are they? Favorite candy. I don't honestly eat candy all like that much anymore. It used to be Reese's and now I do fuck with the Midnight Milky Way. That's pretty good. Gives you a little bit of everything. The Under Armour ones, are they black? I got a ooh, my foot cramped. Oh no. I thought that my socks, because my socks are usually, I usually have black socks. Imagine my whole wardrobe black, crazy. I normally have black socks on, and I got, when I went to New York City, my boots should not have been worn, but I wore them anyway.
Hi, I'm Paul.
And I got blisters on the back of my feet. Well, I thought my socks turned my blisters black, but it was blood blisters. And so I was worried that every time I wore socks that my blisters were going to turn black until I did like a little bit of research and was like, oh, right, that's a thing. Did I get snow? Yeah, I'm in upstate New York, so we get snow all winter. It's nothing new for us. Wolf, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm Paul.
How you doing? I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm alive again. BRB. Enjoy your meeting. I hope it goes well. Oh, wait. I should use this stuff before I lose it. What the hell? Default nerds. Ooh, you wanna know what? Oh, you know what's really good? Nerd clusters. I don't know why, but those are like one of my favorite things. And they have 2 different flavored kinds. I will just sit there and nerd on them. Well, I'm talking to you now, Chris. Sorry, I'm also talking to Twitch, but I'm also talking to you. Damn, I don't have enough ergo. Son of a bitch. What happened? Oh, he's not talking. Holy ice, let me tell you, I need to invent a way to temp cover bottom of my car so wind don't steal all my warmth. Oh. It's cold as sin. It's cold as ice. Same. Ah, right. They have the pink ones and they have the blue ones. Which one do you prefer? Honestly, I think they're both pretty good. It's negative 14 degrees. Is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? I don't want to assume. I've been doing that a lot lately. It's been getting me in trouble. Yeah, I knew you were gonna come down here. That's why I waited. Feels like 15. Or it's 15, feels like 6. I don't know what it is for us right now. I was gonna get a little thingy that's up here. It's it tells the time and what day it is of the week. I was gonna get one that also showed the temperature, but I didn't want to put my information in there if I'm being honest. It is 13 degrees. Wind pressure, fucking stupid. Wind is 9 miles per hour. Air quality is 29. It's good. It's good. It's 13, but feels like 1 degrees. It's crazy. Characters are a little in the nerds themselves. I wish default nerds are bigger than... Oop, I'm back. Welcome back! Oh, I parried? I parried that? What the fuck? Never gonna happen again. Noted. Yep, see? Told you. Yeah, on your knees, bitch. On your knees. I'm gonna die. Please heal.
See you later, see you later. See you later, see you later.
Reaper, please don't spam the see you later. It's actually meant for people who are leaving the stream. So I can actually say goodbye to them. Oh, he's big mad. Oh god. And now he's big dead. Get shit on. Thank you. Appreciate it. So excited. 2 more months. And I'll have saved up enough to get an apartment. Already got approved with the landlord willing to hold. Let's go! Honestly, I'm glad you're getting out of your car. You know what that means. Stop spending your money. Respectfully. I appreciate you. I do, but I want you to save up. That ugly guy, yeah. Where the fuck did this lady come from? Pretty sure she's the reason why I died the first time. There better be some goodies in here. That's a dead guy. Are you kidding me? There we go. This is not in my favor. Blue nerds are my favorite. Yes. I have to be, so sometimes the blue ones are a little bit too sweet for me, so I have to do the other ones. You should go to my nightmare because I can't wait till I can put a ring on that thing. Aww. Nightmare, that's cute. You want to put a ring on Queen's finger? Let's go. He's like, I'm locking it down. I seen a thing, it kept popping up on my Instagram. Apparently... Oh, I thought this was something else, not grass. Stupid. Don't be shy now. Listen, you two used to flirt all the time. Don't be shy. You already picked out the ring. Oh, wait. Can I see it? You have a picture? Can you send it to me? I won't say nothing. I'm confused why someone's thing says that they do not DM strangers, but they sent me a friend request. What? What? Please make it make sense. Doobie 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 doobie. Also, don't feel pressured. I also, if you also don't, I'm sorry, I got really excited for you. If you also don't want to share that, that's completely okay as well. Good news, I'm sick again. Diz, that's not good news. Name is Betty. The logic is ready. Potato in a jacket. Toes in the attic. Rockin' a ramble. That's really pretty. Stop. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. How are you? How was your stream? What were we playing? What were we doing? Welcome in. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Locky Your Nest, or you can call me that bitch. We get a little crazy, wild, and sussy in here, and we do play a variety of games. Right now, we're on our first run of Lies of P. So far, it's going good, but we're playing on baby mode because we have never played one of these game styles before. Stream was good playing Lies of P. First time too. Let's go! How do you like it? How far are you? How do you like it? I'm low-key kind of addicted, I'm going to be honest with you. But welcome in. I will take very good care of your people. If you or anyone in your community have to do any after-stream care, please make sure you take care of yourself first and foremost, because you and the community always come first. Accidentally played 10 hours and I'm liking it. I will say it's definitely frustrating to die constantly and go back. Non-stop. Those weren't supposed to pop up. That's supposed to be a restricted command. It is not. My bad. We're gonna fix that. Sorry, now I'm multitasking. I'm multitasking, I mean I'm trying to fix something now. There you go. Fixed it. Sir, I know you hate that. What the fuck? Oh, are you mad because I can see it? It's pretty. That's all I'm gonna tell you. That done dare be a purty ring. This isn't my first Souls-like game, so I'm not going as brutal as I thought, but some of the bosses were really making me cry a bit. Maybe I should have started with a different game before. So when I first played this, I got maybe past the first mini boss, the guy in that first room. And hold on, I'm looking at your ring right now. Oh. Okay, I really like that. I like that they match. I almost got myself on a stream. Oh, it's okay. You can always refresh. You can always find me again. See a man across the stream. Where do you see a man? Oh, the little floating things. Yeah, those are emotes that they're using on Twitch. So this is my first experience with Souls-like games. When I first played this, it was 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever it first came out, I tried to play it. There's the first boss in that side little mini room, and then there's the big clown boss guy. I got to the big clown boss guy, died, and then I was like, well, I'm not playing this. And this is when they only had one level of difficulty. And then I uninstalled the game, didn't want to go back to it. And then I was like, I really want to play this. Like, I've seen people play, and I really would like to play. So I went back to it. No worries, Chris. And I found out that you can change the difficulty level, and you can change it mid-game. So I started on medium or normal, and then I kept putting it back down to baby mode. I was like, I'm just going to leave it on baby mode so I can, like, enjoy the game. But I was trying to prove to myself that I can do it, and I was like, let's not do this. But please, make sure that you take care of yourself. If you have to do any after-stream care, any snacks, food, rest, I completely understand. Thank you for trusting me with your people, and I will take very good care of them. You know, if you plan on sticking around, strap in and strap on, because it's one wild fucking ride. Sometimes. Not all the time. Sometimes. You know. Sometimes I behave. Don't ask the mods. They'll lie to you. They lost basement privileges. It's fine. Everybody, we do have an ad that's going to play. I'm going to stay right here real quick. I'm going to let the ad run. I'm going to put words on the stream on real quick because I also need to run to the bathroom. Hopefully this is not broken. Because I've been breaking everything. I was trying to fix it. Did you just call me a liar? Oh, hold on. Told you I did break it. Fixed it. Okay, I'll be right back. It's too cold for that shit. I got the big bird. They should just let you leave, but you know, that's my opinion. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. It only works with Twitch, not YouTube. There are no good snacks. BRB back. Welcome back. Sorry. Emily, thank you for the lurk. I appreciate you. I thought I had this also on my game scene, but I apparently yucked it up and it's not. So give me a second while I swap and also put it on here. Oh, it is on the game scene. Oh God, what did I just do? Sorry, I accidentally clicked the button to switch voice chats. I'm so sorry. I forgot I did that. What am I doing? Playing a game? Thanks. No, I added a duplicate on accident. There we go. Fixed it. Walking fixed it. There we go. Hell yeah, let's go. Alright, I figured out my buttons. I'm gonna head to bed. I've been up all night. Get some rest. Have a good sleepy sleep, Chronic. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in. You can close it. I did. I just want to let you guys finish that one. I appreciate you. Thank you for the lurk, Queen. I mean, I always appreciate you, but yeah. But no, but I was talking to Nanny Kathy, but I also appreciate you too. Yeah, but it was cute. Oh, Nanny Kathy, I don't know that you're ever gonna be able to catch Jesse streaming because he streams really late. Maybe on the weekends, but yesterday he even, or not yesterday, the day before that he even started late. And he was sick, that's true. How are you feeling, by the way? He better change that schedule. He works normal people hours. And what did you say? I'm so sorry. My PC is shitting. What do you mean? What happened? Oh, fuck. Bye, Chris. Have a good day. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping in and chatting. Ah, fuck. Motherboard, maybe GPU. Were you streaming at the same time or no? And I only ask that because there was one day that Twitch was having like a lot of trouble. And I'm going to say it was Twitch because I reloaded my PC the next day and everything was fine. And like things that I couldn't fix before I was able to fix. It was weird. For the last 2 years, excuse me. Never mind then. It's on life support. Give it a little TLC. And Kathy, what are you gonna do when I move tonight? What if I switch my job when I move and then all of a sudden I'm working daytime hours, normal people? What the fuck is that? No. No. Yeah, I don't... The only time I function well on normal people hours is if I'm constantly on my feet. If I'm not on my feet, it's game over from there. Yeah. How you like them apples? I need to heal bad. Very bad. My girlfriend wants to buy me a new PC, but I... Wait, hold on. Rewind that back. Wait a damn minute. Nothing to comment. Oh, I thought... No, I'm not actually leaving. I'm sorry. I'm not actually leaving. I was saying bye to other people. When did you guys become official? This was not... This is news to me. Also, if she wants to buy you a PC, you might as well just let her. I'm just saying. Happy, not wife, but girlfriend, happy life. That's what they say. Pretty recently. Well, congratulations. I'm excited for you. I know you were in the dating pool for a little bit. Are you mocking me? Are you making fun of me? Even some mailing to the PC. Ooh, do you like it? Is it good options? And if you want a PC, just say it. I just know you won't let me. Because you just bought your graphics card. That was to you, by the way. What the fuck? Who's she buying shit for? You goof. It's a Starforge Burnt Peanut Edition, 5090. Nice. Nice. Goop, 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 goop. A little bit of goop. I will one day... So I do have, I don't know if they call it an affiliation, but I have a collab or whatever you want to call it with Starforge, so I can't wait until one day I'll have my own thing, and everyone's like, oh, that's really cool, I want that. And I'm like, yeah. Take that, Peanut. I'm just kidding. It's only like 3K. That's honestly not that bad. My PC right now was like 2,000 and something, some change. I don't remember the exact cost, I'll be honest. I was trying to block it out. It hurt my wallet. Luckily, you know, you guys helped out a lot. Stream did. So 1,000 of it was donos, and then the other 1,000 was my pocket. So I'm very grateful for that. Because otherwise I would not be streaming today. Or if I was, it would still be, we would still, Jason, we would still be playing Among Us. Could you imagine? Ugh. Although Tisha still plays it. She was streaming the other day. I don't know why I don't get her notifications, but she was streaming the other day. And, I woke up and she was playing Among Us, and she's like, you should come play with us. And I was like, I don't even have that game installed anymore. Well, it brought in all the people who were, like, not of age, and they're like, oh, can we play? And then they would just, like, not pay attention, and I'm like, I don't want to play this anymore. I also don't want to play this game with kids. What'd you say? They probably be really good and kick my ass at it. Oh, 100%. They were like, get Jesse's girlfriend out. Or I'll somehow convince them to get your sister out, and then they'll be like, well, now we gotta vote you out. I think they should recommend everything about Naruto. Huh? You're putting a lot of words in there that I don't know how to pronounce. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have like the language of like a toddler. It's bad. Hey, be nice. Be nice. I'm so lost. Oh, Diz, I'm sorry. I'm talking to you guys and I'm also talking to YouTube.
Oh, I saw you go into the factory. But you're here. So, wait.
Do I have both what?
Came out of the factory? That's a
No, so StreamerBot doesn't have that chat feature that Firebox does. And if it does, I haven't found it yet. If it does, I have no idea. Oh, wait, there's a chat right here. What? I didn't know that this was a thing. What the fuck? No, I didn't know that. I just use it for the other stuff. No, well, now I'll have to look into that. I'll set a reminder. We can fix it together. Okay. No, usually I use, because I have Twitch chat really big in the biggest font that it can be on my OBS. And then I initially popped out YouTube, but I have to keep refreshing the link every time I go live on YouTube, and it was getting annoying. But there was a Restream IO that you can use to link both your chats together, but it gets very difficult to read sometimes.
I thought you would have been burnt to a crisp. Brother, being too frank.
Brother.
Why not join forces? Play our cards right, and we could.
They're the Black Rabbit Brotherhood.
We heard their hideout is stuffed with treasure, and it's a good time to liberate this place as well.
Hope this doesn't break. I refreshed it.
Don't you think?
All you have to do is create a distraction. That's it. The rest we can handle.
So, you gonna do it? Smart choice. Look at our smart friend, Gato.
We're no slouches in the fisticuffs department in a pinch.
Fisticuffs.
We'll bring up the rear and watch for hidden threats.
Oh, fuck. I didn't listen to what he said last. I was listening to you.
I like it. I like it. Let's fight.
Wait, are we fighting something? I'm not ready. What's new? Oh, that's new. Oh, wait, what? YouTube? Yeah. I'm trying to post, so I'm doing two different things. I have a YouTube specifically for VODs, and then I have a YouTube that I'm editing videos very poorly and trying to put on there to get working on my editing skills. But I wanted to do that because I don't want to do Kick. I don't want to do Kick. I have Kick. I think I streamed on Kick maybe once. But that's a whole new platform that I have to learn. And I'd rather just go to YouTube instead. Where there aren't completely half-naked people all over it. Yeah, well, I have morals. I did a few times, not a fan of Kick, to be honest. Yeah, it's just... It's not the same, you know? Derek was also invited to Kick or whatever it's called, and he's not doing it. Honestly, good on him. Good on him. I think it'd be cool to be invited, but I was definitely not invited. Oh, hell yeah. Look at my posse. A dog and foxes. My posse. My crew. Part of the ship, part of the crew. UI is kind of jank. Minus? Oh, kick. Sorry. Took me a minute. At least I got my name with 5 letters. Yeah, trying to get a name on... and getting it to sync up with everything else is kind of a bitch, to be honest with you. And because I have 2 other brothers with the same last name, I had to get my username before they got it. Because my dad created it. So, like, my Snapchat has nothing to do with my last... well, my username for everything else. Because I'm pretty sure my little brother or my older brother took it. And then they did the same thing for Steam. So I can't do it there either. And I'm like... can you just give it up? Jesus. My Xbox used to be Loch Nessy, but I got locked out of it. And when I put in a Microsoft complaint, they told me there's nothing that they can do about it. And I was like, got it. So now it's Daddy Ness. Those are the 2 things that are not associated. And I think technically Instagram isn't, but I think I was able to switch that over. Because it used to be Nessie_23, because 25 was taken. So then I waited a little bit and then I got it back. I have to check. I don't recall. I do. Wait. Oh. Well, I was going to make another joke. I was going to say, but you like it. Unless you don't, then I have some work to do. Dun 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 dun. No, don't dying. The Lobly Belives the play white. I have no idea what that is. It's a winery. Vintage wine. Welcome back. Oh, I was about to attack you guys. I did not realize that you guys were with me. I have gloves for work. Excuse me. Babe. Do you have gloves for work? Mm-hmm. Like keep you warm gloves when you go outside?
Whoa, hold up. It's been a while since I worked like that. I got aches, you know? And I wouldn't want to cramp your style. I'll take a breather here, then catch up later.
What? You didn't even do anything. Are you kidding me? You lazy son of a bitch. I'm just keeping tabs, you know, so when you tell me that I need earmuffs, I'm gonna be like, you remember that one time? Yes, it does. Why not? We don't have ice right now. Nah, it'll be alright. Then I'm not sleeping. What'd you say? Want some fuck, big guy? Do you think that's funny? I haven't worn earmuffs since I was like 10. What did you say? I don't remember that, I'm gonna be honest with you. Patience amulet, my ass. Hey, stop throwing shit at me. Dumb bitch. Can I hop into something single? Wait. It was kind of about time to hop into something single almost 9 years. Yeah, you know, it'll happen when it happens, when you're ready. Oh my god, fuck off. I need to heal desperately. I don't have any heals. I like that there's a lot of water on the ground. It's fun. Yeah. Tell me how you really feel. I think this is the way I'm actually supposed to go, so I'm gonna... Hey, stop dying. I know I said you can go first, out of respect, but, not that soon. What the fuck? Sit down. You dumb, stupid butterfly, come here. Fucker! I do, but I have to kill the butterfly, otherwise it disappears. Never went well. Okay. Alright, listen here, Sparky. You want to get the girl, you gotta be a straight shooter. Tell her the truth. Yep, I lost it. It disappeared. Come here, you goo bitch. Oh, shit. Owie. I'm gonna die. I want the world to know. Well, my girlfriend's kind of... Wait. Hold on. Wait a damn minute. Is it like they're separated? Wait. Not to put her business out there, but are they separated? Or are you just stealing a married man's woman? Okay, they're separated. Okay. That's different. Oh, no. Son of a bitch. She's divorcing next month. Fair enough. Fair enough. I was like, damn, this is over here just snatching up women. Crazy. Well, I wish you both the best. I hope you find happiness in each other. I ain't doing all this shit again. I already did this. Fuck off. Oh shit, she follows me. Oh fuck. Dude's not a good dude. Makes me not want to be a pet. Well, that's not good. You know, sometimes it do be like that. But this is why you're the better person. For her. I can get the butterfly again. Fuck yeah. Fall to your doom. Hell yeah. Do you or do you not feel bonita? I feel bonita. Good, because you look bonita. Her girlfriend was Holly Berry. Eternal Sugar update came. Chris, I'm going to be honest. I'm trying real hard to understand some of these references that you're making, but I am lost in the sauce. Please give me that back. Thank you. Need to come up here, grab this. Marky Mark! You don't want to be the king of Sydney anymore? You want to be the king of Arc Raiders? I can do that. I will be right back. My marker, to say the least. Hey, Cage, how are you? How was your stream the other day? I was lurking. I didn't say anything, but I was lurking. You were playing with Wolfie. Marky, I hope you're amazing. Hope you're doing well. I hope you and your lady are having a good... What is it, your summer right now? Our winter's your summer, or your winter's our summer? Something like that? I don't know. Ooh, whoop. Man that stands for nothing will fall for anything. I ate an edible and now I'm standing on cloud nine. That explains everything. Got it. I gotta fight someone? Hello! How's work been? How's your weekend? Was good. Also say hi next time. Honestly, I was playing a game. And I also have been getting very hesitant on saying hi in people's streams because sometimes they give shoutouts and I'm literally just saying hi real quick and then I'm lurking and then I feel really bad. Because I'm like, I'm just trying to say hi real quick, show support, and then hide in the shadows. And some people have automatic shoutouts on, and I'm like, I don't want it to appear as if I'm hopping in to say hi to get the shout out and then leaving, because that's not my intent. And that's hate criming again? That's wild, Jace.
No, that's accurate though.
Absolutely not.
It is.
It's not. You know what's hate criming? The fact that you didn't stream right now. Yeah, I went there.
You know what? I had better plans.
Yeah, but your plans are over now. We could have streamed together.
Yeah, but it's like, it's nearly 1 a.m.
I know, I'm just trying to give you shit.
So, like...
Yeah, see, Cage, that's what I'm saying. I am less likely to chat if you're gonna do that. I don't want the shout out. I appreciate it, but I can't always stay very long. Like, sometimes I literally hop in on break or lunch, and that's literally 15 minutes, and by the time I'm already at, like, break, it's too long. Marky, get out of here. Trying to shout me out. I was thinking about streaming when I'm trying to find the will to put on clothes. I mean, how did I miss that? Have I not been over here yet? Modded sad day. You disappeared. I thought you were done. I thought you didn't want to be a mod no more. Does Marky still want to be a mod? To be fair, our schedules didn't really, like, they clashed. Hate crime is crazy. I requested to do a new stream, but TOS won't allow it as wild. Multiple hate crimes. Marky, you're hurting my feelings. It's because I'm Italian, isn't it? Yeah, it's because you're an Italian Aussie. It's conflicting for me. Just kidding. Kitty. He disappeared. He just wanted head boops. I'm joking. I know. I'm just bursting your bubble. I'll be honest, when I was going through mods and like changing stuff, I was like, do I keep these people mod or do I tell them? And I was like,
And she decided, oh, fuck you guys.
To be fair, I did a thingy and I asked anyone who wants to still be a mod, you know, let me know and react, and Marky hate crime to me and didn't respond.
And then she said those that said no, fuck you.
Is it? Listen. Oh, shit.
I'm listening.
I was not listening to anything that guy said, so I just probably lied.
Oh well.
What the frick? Where's the cat? I don't know, he disappeared. But, Marky, if one of these days I'm playing Arc Raiders and you happen to be awake, we could play. I can't get Jace to play it, though. It's not his style game.
Fuck no.
But he'll play Rocket League. Yes, ma'am. Have you still been playing GTA RP? I did load your guys' servers once, and I ran around trying to find Hottie. But my game kept lagging out, and I was like, I'm done. Every day. That just surprised me. I don't know why I thought you wouldn't. Nope, other side, wrong side. Oh, that is the right side. Hell yeah. Every day, it's getting closer to taking a bath with a fucking toaster. I don't know where I am right now. Oh! Golly gee, Batman. Please. Oh, he doesn't like being picked up. He'll come back. Don't worry. My cat is the star of the show. I'm just here to keep you guys occupied until he comes back. Oh no. Oh no. I know my place. When are you going to bed, Jace?
I don't know.
Are you not sleeping now, too? Is that... Am I gonna have to fight your brain?
Right now.
Well, I know not right now, dummy. I need to go grocery shopping. Tin Man, hello. How you doing? How's the partner pushing going? I popped in on break, but I knew you were behind on chat. You literally were in the process of saying that you were behind on chat. And by the time you probably got to mine, I had to dip out. But exhausting, but going really well. Hell yeah. Just make sure you're taking care of yourself. I know it's very easy to get caught up in it all and sometimes stream longer than you physically want to. But just, you know, you come first. Definitely acknowledged you eventually. It's okay. You're good. I just wanted to make sure you knew I was there. Down here. I'm going in circles at this point because I don't know where I have been or where I haven't been. And that's the problem. Yeah, if you're ever looking for a topic to just rage about or converse and discuss, sometimes controversial, you should go chat with Tin Man. He does play games, but he's primarily a just chatter streamer.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were going to talk about 3-minute ads.
I did think about bringing up ads. We did get him to start playing ads, but, you know. Find a topic and just get him going. I've been hitting most of the numbers on my regular stream time. So just do as much off-stream, keep them on. Hell yeah! Sundays aren't too bad, but also, I don't know what you do on your personal time. So if you know, that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is, and depending on exactly what you're doing with streaming, like if you're just streaming on Twitch or if you're also like repurposing content for like YouTube and TikTok or whatever, like it takes a lot. And then like the editing process, which I'm learning is like exhausting as hell, which is why I have like backed up videos right now. Because it's intimidating and I just keep looking at it and I don't want to touch it. But, fuck. Does this wrap around? It does. Is that worth it? Probably not. Just focusing on this. There's nothing wrong with that. Sundays happen to... sorry, I lost track of my original thought. Sundays aren't too bad. Surprisingly, I was doing a pop-up... a test stream. And... I don't know, a lot of people were available. I know I typically tend to stream when people are working, which isn't... What the fuck? Which isn't always, you know, helpful, but it works for me. And now that I'm not streaming at like 3 a.m. in the morning anymore because my schedule at work, I'm a little bit more rested. Although I've neglected Jace on his prime Nessie time, so that's my bad, but... TikTok just fucks right now too. All my videos are at 0. To be fair, you had the prime time for the longest time.
Mm-hmm.
But my mental health
getting
was...
hate crimed.
My mental health came first for once, okay? I needed to switch my hours at work, otherwise I was gonna murder people.
Crazy.
Yeah. Since the new ownership? I didn't know that they had new ownership. I don't know, everything's wonky with... I can't figure out their algorithm because they're constantly changing it, so I'm just like, I'm gonna post whatever I want when I want. I should probably post more frequently on TikTok. I just haven't given a look at mind. Can I get in here? No. Okay. Do the stink leg. Do the stink leg. Back had to check notification. You're good. All good. No stress. No worries. About a thing. The Americans took over from China. There's a bunch of issues and bugs to work out. That makes sense. That's why we can't have nice things. We steal shit. I'm sure we didn't steal it, but... You know. We'll find some way to ruin it. Monetize the shit out of it. You know how it goes. Oh, big fox, give me that. Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. That's one thing that I want to get better at is, and I kind of really lack at doing it, is keeping up to date on the different changes that occur, whether it's the games or like what's going on, but like I don't want to get too deep into it because then you start getting into like politic related shit, and I'm not about that. Good morning, welcome back. Don't know why I said good morning, but how was your meeting? Meow. Hi, baby. Come on. Listen, I don't invite you up here often, so if you're coming up here, come up here. Mr. Meeting E. It was fine, just a weekly catch up with one of my team. Oh, nice. It just started and videos won't push out now. Just shitty timing. It's my main... Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Ow. He's back. I don't know if you can see him on YouTube, but he's back. Family keeps leaving heaters on. You can also start fires. Somebody left a heater on once. Don't know how many times it happened, but it was definitely once. Being delivered so it's not underwater. That honestly fair. I know it's cold. Oh. I think I can sneak up and be nice. I'll be nice. Jesus. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Hi, Hannah. How are you? Oh, my lord. What's happening? Okay. Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Oh, he can extend that far? Nah, I'm good, bro. How are you, Hannah? How's it going? How's your day? So, dude. Happy Monday. How was your weekend? Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in.
Yeah, cute.
Hope you're having a fantastic Monday. And if not, oh my goodness. Hopefully, in the words of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, we can make it a little bit better for you. I'm gonna die. We're gonna go over here. Let's separate you, you fucks. Big guy can't get through, so I should be good. Working on a potato animated emotes. Oh, let's go. Oh. Okay, we got it. We got it. Wait. What kind of animations are you doing for him? How was your weekend? Want to see the taters? Kinda. I gotta go up that way. Okay. Wait, what's this way? My weekend was good though. Just kind of vibed. Get ready for this week. But do they have butt cheeks? Well, we can't technically have butt cheeks on Twitch. It's big sad. I don't agree with it. Still mad that my one emote got removed, but it's fine. They said it was too bootylicious. Wild. Look it up. Tons of people are having a problem. At least I know I'm not shadow banned. Yeah, the shadow banning is like wild to me. I feel like it happens a lot, to be fair, and I don't even know what triggers it either. Are you on Insta or Discord? I am on Discord, but I don't add people. But you're welcome to post them in the art channel on the Discord server if you ! Discord. I am also on Instagram too. If you ! Socials, it'll give you all my socials. Oh, jeez. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Doo-ba-doo-doo-doo-doo. Has everyone eaten today? Yes, I had pasta. Ooh, what kind of pasta? Have you? Today, so far, no. No, I have not. Excuse me. Bolognese over gnocchi? Ooh. Interesting. Never had it. I feel like the gnocchi would be a little bit hard to eat for me, gonna be honest. But, you know, I'd give it a go. Good morning, AJ. How are you? Is this you taking care of yourself? Well, reach 200 XP. What's coming? 225? Hell yeah. No, no, to be fair. No. Hear me out. Hold on. Wait a minute. I'd have to order food. And I don't want to order food. I have to go grocery shopping. And I just haven't. And I have lunch for today for work. Don't me. You're supposed to be working.
know me, I don't impress easy.
I have leftover rice, coconut curry for lunch today with green beans. But I want to make sure I save that for work. So you skip a meal instead? That's girl math at its exactly. You wanna know who you should yell at who hasn't eaten yet? Axios. Yeah. How about them apples? Don't make me get you food. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. I removed that option. It's it's no longer a thing. I don't have the treat stream anymore. I got rid of it. Ha. I feel like everything was on there was overpriced anyway, and I was like, what the fuck? I need more heals. That's my issue right now. But I think I was afraid that if I activated this, I was going to revive those guys, and I don't want to fight them again. Here's hoping it doesn't. Sir, ma'am. Eating peanut butter crackers now. I don't hear you crunching. Okay, he's crunching. Okay. I stand corrected. It's rude eating with your mouth open. It doesn't matter. You can have your mouth closed and I can still hear you chew with your headphones. I just don't say anything about it. Oh shit, it revived them big ass bitches. Had a boiled egg so far and just woke up. What does that mean? I should probably... I ran out of hard-boiled eggs. They went bad. I did learn if you do eat better and less processed foods, you poop better. Do with that what you will. Alright, another boss battle. I'm pretty sure I'm like down by 2 deaths, so let me just update this so it's accurate-ish. My internet sucks. I sent it earlier when you asked about eating.
Up and take my
That's
money.
okay. Vix, stop it! What are you doing? I have money. No, stop it. I just said I didn't want to. No, stop doing that. I appreciate you. I'm gonna send that back. Absolutely not. Now you have to is crazy. No returns. That's not how this works. Why did you do this? Why did you do this? What do you mean spins? I'm kind of confused. Also, what's that rose? I'm very confused, Chris. Very confused. As the meme says, shut up and take my money is crazy. I appreciate you. Thank you for the dono. You did not need to do that. That was not necessary. I could have just waited. Angry. Oh no! Are they calling me a liar? Wait. Whoa, wait, hold on, wait. What's happening? Okay. Okay. I'm confused on who I'm supposed to be killing. There's too many people. Are you attacking me? Oh, you are. You fucker. Wait, they're both attacking me. What's happening? I'm so confused. Play sad music. No, I will. I'll order. I will. I promise. Get over here. I will do it right after I die, because that's clearly what's going to happen here. I'm not hitting any of these shots. That was bullshit. They said music. I mean, it's... Or send you disappointed face and... Just to let you know. I'll take the sad photos and pictures and memes. It means you save your monies. I don't want to play with you. There's too many people right now. Fuck, I'm gonna die. Yep, there it goes. I'll put my food I'm packing back in the fridge. No, I'm getting getting food. Okay, I'm getting food. Well, I can order tacos. Big fucks. Just kidding. I'm doing it right now. That's how you do it, folks. It's crazy. Absolutely rubbish. You know they have the quesarito back? Might be gone again, but... I think it's gone again. Crispy nuggets. Potato, boil and mash them, stick in. I love your outfit. You look stunning as a... Oh, thank you. That's very sweet. I hope this isn't big. Okay. Oh, fuck. You didn't even... You... Oh, my God. I'm listening to all of you. Don't start with me. You didn't tell me to eat this morning. Technically, don't start with me. I'm gonna fight you. They won't have to because I'll already have done it. So, ha. Wow, what is that supposed to mean? I am absolutely sure about that. To be fair, technically. Okay, all right. That hurt my eyeballs. You know, to be honest, I don't think that would actually bother me. Unless they were, like, trying to be overtly friendly with me. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're having a fantastic day. If not, hopefully in the words of Boobity Bobbity Boo, we can make it a little bit better for you. It's ordered. Be happy. deed has been done. Oh, now I gotta figure out how to get back in there. No, thank you. I appreciate you. I would have eaten later. Apparently that's not good enough. He said don't be mad is crazy.
I knew we shouldn't trust them. Let's get out of here and give those lousy bums the business.
Wait, but I didn't leave anyone behind. I'm confused. This boss fight's gonna be the end of me. Bring it on. Oh, ow, ow. Alright, Sparky. Calm your shit. Bullshit, bullshit. What happened? Send them my way. I'll take care of them. Half your staff didn't show up for work today. Fuck off. Fuck. Okay. Listen, you little bunny bitch. What the fuck? Please heal, please heal, please heal, please heal. No! Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Your mom's a hoe. Are you okay? Oh, I'm gonna die. Yeah, please don't do that. Oh, goodness gracious golly, oh me. Nobody, nobody, nobody. Nobody got you the way I do. The way I do. Run, Forrest, run! Excuse me. I need your help. Bye, it was nice to meet you. Absolutely, have a good one, Chris. Oh, the little pot thingy in, the game. Sorry. Oh my god. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Stop that. I always need you. Thought it was me for once is crazy. Here, you little bunny bitch. Wanna fight someone? Fight me. Whip his ass. I'm trying. I'm not doing a very good job. No! Listen, big bitch. Get the fuck away from me. Suck on that. Punk ass bitch. Oh god, no, get away from me. Please get away from me. Show them why you're that bitch. The final but yeah. Trying. Okay. That wild. Absolutely wild. Oh my god. Watch out for the big dude. Exactly. I do. I know you don't believe it, but I do. Mm-hmm. This fight is unfair. It's 3 against technically 1. Little AI thing isn't even helping me. Being big dumb. Hi, babies. Thanks. Mm-hmm. See, I do need you. Uh-huh. If I had this game, I'd help you for sure. Oh, I don't think you can actually in-game help. I just mean like these little star fragment things that I can use. Can you stop touching everything? I don't know where this biting cords thing is coming from, but you need to knock it off. You hear me? Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy. Uh-huh. Alright, I'll give it one last go. One last go and then I'll consider it a rage quit. Yes, I can. Because then it's going to be lunchtime for you, which means no more stream time. Yeah, but by the time that I'm done with this, it'll be 11, which will be close, and then in an hour you go home. Well, I hope you're not driving home for lunch, but, you know, I can't control you. Sorry, it won't let me come back. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no! Alright, you dumb cunt. Sorry. Got a little carried away. No. Absolutely not. Uh-huh, gotcha. I almost said it right there. You almost got me. Is he healing? There's no way, right? Don't you want to play with me? Actually, fucking don't. You got a big ass stick. Anything to do with you? Oh no. Shit. No, 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 no. Please don't gang up at me. I can't take both of you at once. Nope, shut up. Don't you dare. Mm. Get away from me. Unfair. Unfucking fair. And here I die. You're not even letting me get up. I don't understand. It's so stupid. This is why I don't like games like this. Because how are you going to have an animation that doesn't even let me do what I need to do, and I can't even get up, and I'm stuck laying on the ground, lifeless, like a little bitch baby. God damn it. When did you redeem that? 6 minutes ago? How many minutes is that? $10 minutes. Yeah. I'm smiling right now because if I had the game, I'd for sure have some fun fighting big ass dude. I'm beating 8 feet tall vampire lady Demetrius. I beat her and her daughters. This does not compare, my friend. This does not compare. All right. I will let you guys decide. We can either struggle bust it once more, or we can call it quits. Struggle bus. Struggle bus. Alright, you guys got 5 minutes. 5 minutes on the poll. In the meantime, I'm gonna go here and put words on stream on. Play some music. Maybe play a different game if it helps. No, I don't want to switch games mid. I got the big word. Haha. That was more towards Jace, because Jace or Nana Kathy usually gets the big word. So if I can sneak in there and get it, I get excited. Jace, you sleepy yet? Look at the The R on Raiders just kept dripping because I had to redo the paint. Aw, damn it. Oh, wait. I don't know if that's actually a word. Oh, it is. Sub sounds good. I'm out of words. That's all my brain can come up with. That one should work. That should be the last 4. Or the last big one. Oh, hello? There we go. I'm so grateful for Nessie. I'm happy that I found you on Twitch. And I'm at your service sucks. Wait. I am at your service sucks. I can't give subs. No, AJ, no gifting subs. No, absolutely not. Just your presence here is enough. I don't need money. I don't need gifted subs. I don't need bits. Just your company. Company is all I can ask for. I want to make that very clear. Always take care of yourself first and foremost. Absolutely not. No. Bad. Down. We are tied right now for a 50-50 on a struggle bus or quit. Just an FYI. No choo-choo. Bad. Down. No more uppies. That's what's happening right now. You're going to lose uppie privileges. I can spell. Yeah. I'll have you all know my food is right around the corner. How is it that we're still, once again, tied? That's crazy. You can just tell me that you hate me. It's okay. I can handle it. Oh, wait, I got another one. Hell yeah. Is where it is on that list, like the ranking like you would get on like Scrabble? That makes sense? Be right back. I don't hate you. I think you can beat him. You're thanks. I'm trying. Alright, I'll be right back. Doobie doobie doobie. Alright, it's tied. Jace, did you vote?
I did.
You did. Jesse, did you vote? Fuck. Nanny Kathy, did you vote? Nobody watch me. I'm being gross right now. I did not. You'll be the tiebreaker. Do we quit or do we struggle bus once more? I do not vote. For me, just this once. Okay. You already know. Fucking wild. Oh, how I hope that that's quiet enough. Okay. Come on, vamonos. Everybody, let's go. What'd you say? You wanna know what's funny? Is so the kids, Derek and Derek's wife also stream, and I rated to Amanda, which is Derek's wife. And she introduces me as Nanny Kathy's favorite. Weenie, 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 wee. You are my fan. Yeah. All right. We got this. Ooh! Owie. Don't pick on me because I'm old. Oh, no. She's not old. It's fine wine. Use your block with this one. I don't know why. It's the same damn button. Caught me mid-heel. Oh no! Now we have a problem. No! Come over here, big guy. Oops, wrong person. Wrong person. I didn't mean to aggro you. I'm sorry. Oh, now we're fucked. Oh, God. Oh. Ote. No, I'm gonna die here. Alright. It's fine. It's fine, everything's fine. I was like, anyone who disses Nanny Kathy immediately gets banned. Immediately. I should put that in the rules. Cassette tapes were formed. Well, if like Jace or Punisher or Jesse comes in and disses me, I'm not gonna ban him for that. Probably warranted. If I'm being honest. I know this is just like seasoning on fries, but it's really good. And you mix it with cheese. Ugh. Delicious. I'm gonna end on YouTube. Hell yeah, 600 subscribers, let's go. Cool beans. Why would I diss my woman? Ooh, say it again. Also, I don't know, to be funny. To make a teehee. Not getting stuck in this corner again. Oh. Keeps getting me on the backswing. Come here. Come here, little bunny boy. Excuse me. Gotcha. No. I felt a disturbance in the force and the phone hung up, and Jesse didn't call me back, so it's his fault. Ow, please let me out of here. Please let me out of here. Please, no. That's crazy sauce. There's so much happening right now. She's gonna die. He's dead. No! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Fuck. I'm doing my best. I just, you know, I forget sometimes. Wait, there's another one? Come on! Fuck. Don't see how this is fair. See how this is fair. Stop targeting him. Stupid bunny bitch. Oh, no, 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 no. Stop. Oh, I got stuck in an animation. That's not fair. I can't read any of that right now. This feels very unfair right now. No. Heal, heal, heal. Oh, fuck me. Heal, heal. Please heal. Oh my god, get out of there. I'm gonna die. No. Nope. Damn. That was the closest I've gotten. We're slowly progressing, not very quickly, but you don't need to take any insults. It's my job to protect you guys. I know, I know. To be fair, I took a nap. I took a nap. Jesse's the one who didn't sleep. Over here trying to tattle on me is crazy. Yeah, but you didn't still sleep before you had to go to work. He was up most of the night. And then he didn't call me back. He made me call him back. "10 minutes in school, I'm going to miss." No, you're good. No worries. Hopefully you guys are still staying warm too. It's very cold. I wish you could use this like twice. I would totally get more. Oh. I'm stuck. you fucking done? Fuck. Whoa. Whoa. Get me on here. Get me on here. Get me on here. Wow. Wow. Snow. No. 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 You're a bitch to block. I don't know how to defend myself against you, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. Time for bed. Have a good night, Jace. Appreciate you. I bet. If you trip over nothing, apologize to your ego because it's probably shattered. Oh. Now when you've been doing it since you were a baby. That's just called skill. Consistency. And I hope you hate it. Where you can learn to laugh and play. And get along with each other. Okay. Daily call from mama. Hell yeah. Alright, I'm gonna send us over to... If I'm honest. Yeah. Trying to find someone that has like little to no one. That's not English. Not going there. Ollie, just arriving to you doing a Jamaican accent that I wasn't expecting. Oh, did I miss it? You did. You did miss it. I'm sorry, Ollie. I'm sorry. I appreciate you though, and you're amazing, and I hope everything's going well. Down in the city. In the city. I would stay on longer, but I have a promise to keep. And if I stay on, I ain't gonna keep that promise. I'm gonna tell you that right now. A lot of these are not in English, which is very difficult. Trying to find someone new. Here, this person looks new. See if he passes the vibe check. Oops. Oops. It's okay. See you soon. Absolutely. Fuck it. What do you mean, fuck it? Stay up. No, I have to train someone today at work. I can't stay up super late.
Can I wave? Excuse me.
Can I wave? Excuse me, Chico.
What you mean?
How are you? All right, he's locked in at the moment, which I can respect, but his mod is chatting and making sure that people are acknowledged. So I'm gonna send you guys over there. It's a new friendo. No idea who they are. Just found them. I'm not ready soon though. Soon. I'm good, Chico. How are you? How have you been? How you doing? How you feeling? All right, I'm gonna get this ready. He's saying hi right now, so hopefully before he gets in another fight, I can send you guys over there. Please don't go. I'm so sorry, but I'll be back on I don't stream Tuesdays anymore. Thursday. I'll be back on Thursday. So then I'll stop in and then we can all chit chat and play games together and do all the things. If you could pop on alert real quick and then spam some raid emotes. He's got slow mode on as well, so you can't like spam them, but first they're gonna be for followers. If you're subbed, you can use any of them, pick your favorite emotes, but I would appreciate if you would go show him some love. I'm going to hip hop out of here and make sure I keep my promise. And I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the breakfast / lunch, Vix. I appreciate you. Did not need to do that. Nanny, Kathy, and Jesse for always looking out for me. I appreciate you. And I will see whoever I see on Thursday. Bye. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Love you. I love you, Nanny, Kathy.